definitely I'm going to talk about anagnorisis as you are asking the question. So let me open the slide again. Okay, look. Slow. Okay. Can you see the picture? Here I'm going to yes, I'm going to discuss anagnorisis. Is that means when the character understood, the other characters of the play didn't understand, but the major character, that the hero or the protagonist of the text, when the protagonist of the text and is going to be understood in this way, that oh yes, that look at his face and look at his attitude. Oh, is it me? Then I killed Elias with some people. Hmm, that is the thing. And this is anagnorisis, when the character would begin to understand that I committed some crime. This is called anagnorisis, but self awareness. in in short, it's self awareness or self knowledge is called anagnorisis. Okay. And the reaction of the audience, you have to understand. Suppose you are going to discover suddenly you are going to discover that it is or this is the king Oedipus who slept with his mother. So what kind of reaction would all the audience would get? Like they're too much timid. This is called pity of the audience. This is called catharsis. So the final thing of play is that catharsis, that is audience reaction. While watching play, we all we usually enjoy the play, but the directors or the characters, usually they look at the face of the characters. You know that I sometimes take part in play in Silpakala Academy. There, when you are watching us, but we are watching the audience, what kind of reaction we are getting when we are talking about some comedy, and the audience are laughing too much, and we feel tremendous amusement. So this is the director's part or the character's part. They watch and they follow the reaction of the audience. This is, if it is too much pity and sad, so this is called catharsis. Sometimes usually the audience also cry. Okay, so this is catharsis. This is audience reaction. It is catharsis. Another thing is that it is too much frightful. Here the picture is too much frightful. Here this is a little bit lucid, and they are worried, and they have anxiety. And this is the play of William Shakespeare Hamlet. And you would see there is a, can you see a dagger in the hand of Hamlet? There is a dagger, and when you are seeing, this is the time when King Prince Hamlet was delivering his famous soliloquy, to be or not to be, that is the question. He is delivering his in this way. When he said to be or not to be, that is the question, and he had a dagger. He had a dagger in his hand, that to be or not to be, that is the question. But that means, it means I have a dagger in my hand, to be or not to be, that is the question. Means, should I commit suicide? Should I commit suicide or not? So then look at the face of the audience. What does it mean? You are going to commit suicide. You have to solve the mystery of your father's death. You have to be the king after your King Claudius. So what are you doing? If you kill yourself, if you commit suicide, so definitely we are not going to tolerate this one. Look at the fear, and it is, if we zoom it, look at the face of the audience when it says, and look at this man. He's too much worried. Look at this woman, and look at this woman. Her mouth is open, and look at this man. or look at this one. He's thinking, oh man, what are you going to do? What a blunder you are going to do. You cannot commit suicide. So to be and not to be, that is the question, whether it is noble in mind to suffer the slings of sorrows of outrageous fortunes of these types of things. When he was delivering the speech, but the audience are too much timid, and that is in a sense it is catharsis. So if you have any question, you may ask, or I am going to discuss some portion from Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller, what is going to happen, and how did he challenge Aristotle attitude? Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, here I'm going to talk about Arthur Miller. He is an American playwright. Death of a Salesman. Death of a Salesman, written by Arthur Miller. Okay, so the first thing of Aristotle tragedy is that hero must be noble born. But what is the challenge here for Arthur Miller? The hero is a common man. Understand? Look, hero is a common man. That means this is the first challenge after 2000 years of tragedy. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Arthur Miller made the tragedy for the common man. And death of a salesman. Look at the word salesman. Death of a salesman. King Oedipus. Try to understand the name. King Oedipus. That means he is king. And look at the salesman. That means death of the salesman can also be tragedy. So this is the thing. That's why Arthur Miller is a great playwright, because he challenged the conventional way of understanding Aristotelian tragedy. Rather, he discussed all those things Aristotle he made for the common people, and he told that literature is true to life. And another one, Aristotle said that you have to be true to life, and Arthur Miller followed that line, that I have to be true to life, and no longer we are in the midst of kings or queens. Now we are in the midst of common human being. It is no more monarchy. It is no more anarchy. It is no more triumvirate. These are the form of politics. There are no kingships. So this is the world of democracy, and democracy is the form of common man. So definitely the tragedy would be for the common man. So this is a political challenge against Aristotle, and Aristotle himself was also an aristocrat. He was the son of physician Nicomachus. That means he was a doctor and royal doctor of King Philip. King Philip is the father of Alexander the Great. So Aristotle homestead was very much aristocrat. They are very much affluent. He was rich, and he later became the teacher of Alexander. So he led a tremendous he enjoyed a tremendous life of aristocracy. That's why he was the advocate of aristocrat people. But Arthur Miller is different, totally different, and he said no longer that world exists. We are going to discuss definitely about the common man. So death of a salesman. Suddenly we are discussing the death of Hamlet. Hamlet is a prince. We talked about King Lear. King Lear is a king. We talked about Macbeth. Macbeth was a king. These types of things. We talked about King Oedipus. Oedipus was a king. But suddenly Arthur Miller introduced us a tremendous way of understanding, introducing common man, a salesman who became sandwiched between the struggle of life and society, and he has become the representation of American dream. And this is the great challenge usually Arthur Miller did against Aristotle. But another thing is that the hero struggles against society. So in Oedipus we do find that Oedipus was struggling against his own fate, but here the character is struggling against his own own uh, own society. These types of things you would understand. Okay. Okay, another slides we are going to watch. So what is the definition of tragedy to Arthur Miller? Arthur Miller says he looks to the Greeks for inspiration, particularly Sophocles. Look, definitely, definitely, Arthur Miller was inspired by Sophocles. I think the tragic feeling is evoked in us when we are in the presence of a character who is ready to lay down his life, if need to be, to secure one thing, his sense of personal dignity. That means when the character he introduced, Willie Loman, in Death of a Salesman, he committed suicide for his personal dignity. Another thing is that from Orestes to Hamlet, Medea to Macbeth, the underlying struggle is that of the individual attempting to gain its rightful position in the society. That means a rightful position. They are looking for rightful society position in the society. Willie Loman was looking for rightful position in the society. Prince Hamlet was thinking that he was going to be a king, but he couldn't become. And even Macbeth, even King Lear, all were thinking about their rightful position. Even King Oedipus also was thinking about it. So these are very important portion from Arthur Miller's point of view. You would memorize this quotation, and if needed, whenever it is needed, you are going to put it. What is tragic hero? Miller believes it is time we, who are without kings, took up the bright thread of our history. So the kings are not the central character of history. Rather, it is a bright thread of our history and followed it to the only place it can possibly lead in our time, the heart and spirit of the average man. So he's talking about the average man again. So the thing is that we have understood from the very beginning, from this portion, you are going to understand that the characteristics of tragic hero. If when you are going to ask what is the characteristics of tragic hero, when you are going to discuss Sophocles or other like Aeschylus, or you are going to discuss Euripides, definitely you are going to use this definition, this Aristotelian definition. But if you want to move forward further, definitely you are going to discuss the definition of Arthur Miller. So that is a common or huge contrast between the age. Over centuries, time passes by, and definitely we change the way of life, we change the pattern, and we change the view of our life. And suddenly we are going to discuss one thing. As time changes, literature changes. As Aristotle himself said that must be true to life. Literature character must be true to life. If the character is true to life, definitely literature is going to be true to life. So to be true to life, definitely we are not going to follow any more definition of Aristotle. Rather, Arthur Miller is our contemporary, and we are going to pay more attention to Arthur Miller than Aristotle. Definitely I am not going to, especially me, I am not going to buy any more definition of Aristotle. I am going to read it, I am going to judge it, I am going to criticize it, but I am not going to take that inside me. I am going to reshape it. I want to shape the world in a new way. My economic condition is different, my weather is different, the way we live, the way we eat, all those things are different. So why we are going to lead the life of 2000 years ago that way Aristotle did? It was the age of slave, and we are not going to use these types of things anymore. So the thing is that Arthur Miller is more important to us, but we are going to read Aristotle to understand tragedy, especially the classic one or the Greek one or the Roman one. but we are going to quote it. But in modern time, we are not going to apply these types of things. Rather, we are going to take Arthur Miller as our master right now. Okay, students, if you have any question, ask me. Okay, if you have any question, ask me. No problem with that.
No, no, sir.
No question to all. Do you find the class useful? Have you learned something new?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, of course.
Okay. I'm going to upload it after couple of hours. This you are going to get it in YouTube. Okay. So thank you. Goodbye for the next class. We are going to read definitely new topic in your next class. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.